Hello, 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 and welcome once again to a Prog Reborn. My name is imbecile, and this is my progression style playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. If you don't know what it means to have a progression style playthrough, worry, you can always check out the introductory video. If you haven't been in live chat, you can find it by typing !intro into the chat, or if you're watching the VOD, you can check out the link in the video description below. If you'd like to know when I next go live, easiest and best way is to just subscribe to the channel, but if you would not like to do that, then you can always join the community Discord. Once again, !Discord in the chat should get you that link, and you can also find it in the video description below. Finally, this is not a first time playthrough. This is not a reaction style playthrough. I've played through this content, and my main character is current with patch 6.55. So if you're worried about any sort of spoilers, you know, thinking that you're watching the stream and oh, he's still on patch 2.0, it's gonna be fine. If you're worried about any sort of spoilers for any part of the game, any publicly available Dawn Trail information, side info, side stories, what have you, this is your warning to get on out, because I may or may not give you another one when I make some reference. So yeah, today we're taking a small detour from the typical from what we've been doing for the past few streams, because we have a new event going on, the Valentione's Day event, which happens to be happening right here in Gridania. I don't know if they give any experience, but if they do, let's just switch over to Alchemist just in case. Oh, but that looks so ugly. Yeah, I guess we'll do the leatherworker. Alright, I remember Astrid from last year. Like that they have continued storylines going on through this. The symbol of love. Astrid is not so subtly indicating her desire for you to approach. Hello there, friend. Can't you feel that love? Love is in the air. Can't you feel that? Love is in the air, just waiting to be snatched up by questing hands. That means Valentione's Day is upon us once more, and I, Astrid de Valentione, and my fellow emissaries are here to support all who would avail themselves of this bounty. You have the air of one in constant pursuit of adventure, and what greater adventure is there to fall head over heels for another? Is there then to fall head over heels for one another? Welcome, my friend, to the festival of ardor and affection. Come to think of it, an intrepid adventurer like you might be just what I require. Could I ask a favor of you? A fellow emissary by the name of Emily departed earlier to prepare a little surprise for our festivities, you see, but she's gone for quite some time. I would like you to make sure she hasn't gotten herself into trouble. I would go myself, or ask one of my associates to check up on her, but all are busy guiding our love-starved revelers. Will you do me this favor? I'm in your debt. Before she left, Emily said she would be practicing under the trees near Fennel Fineries. No doubt you'll find her there. Oftentimes for these events, there's some reference to if your character has ever dealt with those people in the past, the event givers in the past. I'll have to do it on my main to see what's up and to make sure that I can get all the gear and emotes and what have you. If I shift the angle just the tiniest bit, oh god, I can't do these voices. I bet I can triple the cuteness factor. No, quadruple it. Whoa. Who might you be? Oh, Astrid asked you to check on me. Well, isn't that sweet of you? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance in. Just cornering this little girl in fucking shadowy corner. I suppose you're wondering what I've been practicing here, so far away from prying eyes. Patience, my friend, patience. If you truly wish to see what I've been cooking up, pray come to Miketo Amphitheater. Just this one quest, like, instantly. Typically there's like 2, but they're also a little longer. A little more of a story here. Could be that they're in the middle of Dawn Trail stuff, so it's like, I don't really have time. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist. You brought her back as promised. Thank you. She intends to demonstrate her... what did she call it? Right, her love heart on stage in just a moment. And be part of the very first audience. That was, yes, cute. So this is what you've been working on? The Gridanians are reserved people who have long been reluctant to openly express their feelings to one another. Other than derision and xenophobia. Yet, I believe it is of utmost importance that we open our hearts to those we hold dear, in this season of love most of all. Now is the time for everyone to shed their fears and wear their affections on their sleeve. That is what inspired me to come up with the love heart. I can only hope this simple expression is enough to motivate people to act. Well, it certainly appears to have made an impression. Navigating matters of love is oft a nerve-wracking task, even for the boldest of us. Yet with this gesture, I believe you've given the townsfolk the perfect means to convey their feelings. Emily, I encourage you to go about the city and perform the pose before any you might find floundering in the ocean of love. Go on and ignite passion in your heart, in their hearts. Leave it to me. Would you mind lending me a hand as well? As an adventurer, I'm sure you've touched the hearts of many. There are doubtless few more qualified to guide others in pursuing and realizing their passion. Wonderful. Now, before we set forth, I would ask you to remain on stage for a while so we can judge your pose. Considering the import of our mission, I'm afraid we can't leave until it is flawless. I am equal amounts impressed and envious that you managed to perfect the gesture in so short of time. It took me ages just to get the hands right. Ideally, you would I would like you both to get started immediately, yet I do wish we had another emissary. And how serendipitous it is that I am here to offer my services. I don't know who this is. It's probably the... yeah. The Zet. I believe an introduction is in order. The esteemed personage before you is none other than Lisette de Valentine, my dear sister and predecessor as emissary of Valentione's Day. Oh, dear Astrid, ever one for propriety. Let not her introduction intimidate you, my dear. Call me Lisette, Lizzie, whatever you fancy. Sorry about that. Well, yes. Pleased though I am for your offer, should you not be enjoying the festivities with your beloved? My adorable Astrid, though I may have relinquished the burden of leadership, I have not abandoned my duty as a herald of love. You said yourself that you lack for capable help. Here I am, yes, as the daughter of House Valentine. I cannot stand by as the flames of ardor dwindle. Let her help, Astrid. It might be just what she needs before her rendezvous with Ortophon. Emily, I told you about that in confidence. Ah, so that's the way of it. In that case, your aid is most welcome. Well, with that settled, let's go forth and quicken the seeds of romance yet to sprout throughout Gridania. Pray teach me this pose of yours, Emily. Yes, ma'am. Might I suggest we split up? Our adventurer friend here can handle Old Gridania, whilst Lizzie and I cover New Gridania. Given the season, you shall no doubt find more than one individual who's flummoxed by their feelings. Strike our pose before these souls, and with an outpouring of love, grant them the courage to tell what's in their hearts. There are a few areas in particular I'd like you to visit once you're ready. Just say the word and we can begin. I'm trying to think. Love heart. Cool. I'm trying to think. Sometimes they subvert expectations in this game. Most of the times they don't. I'm just trying to think if there's ever been a case where they talk about, or they have one of these events and it's like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, gain the courage, and the other person is just like, ew, the fuck? Or maybe not even that far, but like, just flatly rejects the proposal. So let's see. If I go, all right. So it's one of those where you just stand there. Okay. So it's not like a kiss, or it goes to that person. Time is ripe to inspire Gridanians to listen to their hearts. Ready? Wonderful. I marked out a few locations in the area where people tend to mingle. I'm confident that you know more than a few individuals in need of a little push. Show them your best rendition of the love heart to give them the courage they need. A hopeless lass. Such a perfect specimen. Firm, but soft in the right places. Gods, I can just eat them right up. You're not the produce, mind you. Him, the proprietor. Wish I knew how to tell him the way I feel. Proprietor? I guess. Old. That is an adorable pose, but why show it to me? You meant to encourage me? That's very kind of you, but I'm afraid I find the prospect of confessing daunting. Could ask him his professional opinion on which vegetables are most suited to be cut into heart shapes. Really natural question, considering the spirit of Valentione's Day, yes? Truth be told, I had my eye on him for some time now. I simply didn't know how to approach, but thanks to your unique motivation, I finally found the spirit I needed. So it occurs to me, how did the heart become associated with Valentione's Day in the first place? No Ficky, he doesn't ask me. Up to Nafika. Where is this other one? Answers Guild. Brass-bound woodwind. What is it? If you have a matter to report, keep it short. I'm rather occupied at present. Perhaps I could invite him to a meal, but how would I even broach the subject? All heterosexual so far. Stop that. What manner of strange gesticulation have you just accosted with me with? A curse? Nay, an insult? Explain yourself this instant. Oh, excuse me? I need to be brave enough to express my feelings. Are you claiming that I, a proud lancer of the Wood Whalers, lack courage of all things? Oh, you would be right. I'm too craven to invite someone to a simple meal. A gesture, now I understand its intent. It's kindled my warrior spirit. Carry out this task as if it were my sworn duty. Thanks, adventurer, and forgive me for assuming the worst. Ooh. Dejected lad. Oh, my love, what have I done to incense you so? You pose quite the pose. I see. It's a symbol of love. All to bear one's heart, scars and all. My beloved stormed off earlier because I was terribly late for our rendezvous. Dared not tell her the reason for fear it would vex her further. Been so preoccupied selecting a gift for her that I lost track of the time. Just apologized to her and explained myself. Thank you for helping me see to that, friend. Yep, there's time yet for a Valentine's Day miracle. People can't seem to get enough of the love heart. You're back. Seeing as my sister is yet to return, might I ask you and Emily to recount how you fared in the meantime? Well, I found the pose to be eye-catching, if nothing else. Perhaps even embarrassingly so, though it was I who invented it. Regardless, I'm proud to say folk were practically lining up to see it. And it starts raining. What about you, Em? I see. Whilst I'm glad to hear others were spurred to action, it saddens me slightly that some do not know the orange of Valentione's Day's symbol, the heart. Which makes me wonder, are you two aware of how it came to be associated with Valentione's Day? Isn't it there? Yeah, it's the crest of House Valentione. Indeed, but that only scratches the surface. Allow me to elaborate. It all began with... What is this shot? Final Fantasy 14. Lisette, heavens, your face is white as a sheet. What's wrong? Waterfall. I saw him speaking with a woman in the Carline canopy. They were alone together, speaking intimately. You don't suppose it was... Oh gods, I don't suppose it was a tryst, do you? Absolutely not. You know Waterfall would never be unfaithful to you. He purged the very thought from your mind. I know, but when I saw him and the woman whispering to each other like they were in their own little world, my heart stopped. Before I knew it, I was running from the sight of them as fast as my legs would take me. Love is the fruit born of bravery. Have you forgotten these words, Lisette? They are our words, passed down by our ancestor, Countess Arabelle de Valentine. She summoned the courage to pursue love through all manner of hardship. She was not merely a countess, but also a warrior true. Not symbolized what she fought for more than her crimson shield, forged in the shape of a heart. The symbol is a source of courage. Remember that. Thank you, Astrid. You're right. Countess Arabelle would be mortified to see how her progeny act with such cowardice. Must honor her legacy. I am ready. Waterfall, if he intends to elope with another woman and live to tell the tale, he has another think. There's no way it's supposed to be think. Another think coming? That can't be right. Or is this one of those things where another think coming? From Merriam-Webster, having a think about another think/thing coming. Thing wins the popularity contest. You may have noticed that some people say you've got another think coming, while other people say you haven't got another thing coming. Both expressions are used to tell a person that they're wrong or should consider changing their mind. Thinks I'm going to sit around crying over him. He's got another thing coming. If anyone thinks any part of St. John's victory over Iona and the Holiday Festival was forgettable, the losing coach would like to tell them they have another thing coming. To Kill a Mockingbird. The neighborhood thought when Mr. Radley went under Boo would come out, but it had another think coming. Boo's elder brother returned from Pensacola and took Mr. Radley's place. Peter Pan. If you think the musical version of Peter Pan is only for kids, you've got another think coming. For everyone who believes in magic. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's another think is the older version, which is probably why they use it here. Makes sense. I'm clueless as to the nature of Hortifon's connection with this mystery woman, but I dare say Lizette needs friends by her side. Might I prevail you both join to her? On you both to join her. But of course, leave it to us. Sorry, got her voice wrong. You have my gratitude. I place her in your capable hands. We better hurry. She said Hortifon and this unknown woman were in the Carline Canopy. I'm sure that's where she's headed. Carline Canopy is where the airship is. Demure damsel. Say, Hortifon, isn't that Lizette? Sorry, Lizette? But our meeting was not to be until later. There you are. The situation looks rather tense. Hortifon? Who? That woman? God, she's lost control of her tongue. What should we do? Loves her brawn and bravery. Hortifon Pastoral. For what reason do you intimate yourself with this comely young maiden, knowing full well that another has entrusted her future to you? Well, have you not to say for yourself? It would seem the nerves cause Lizette to fall back into the mannerisms of her noble upbringing. Oh dear, I'm terribly sorry. This is all misunderstanding. I came to Hortifon for counsel, as I admire the devoted relationship he has with you, hoping he could offer me advice in nurturing a similar bond with the one I adore. Very sitcom-y. Lizette, my love, my first thought was that you could not bear to wait another moment for our meeting. But now I see that you cannot bear the thought of me with another. It is as if the very Fury herself stands before me, a goddess in both spirit and flesh, full of passion and devotion. Oh, what a fortunate man I am. I would regret that my actions would cause you even a moment of suffering. Please set your heart at ease, my darling. I have eyes for none other but you, now and forever. I only chose a private location so this young lady could seek counsel away from eavesdroppers. Oh, is that so? Gods, I've made a complete fool of myself. Forgive me, both of you. A lady of House Valentine should comport herself in such a way. I and completely ashamed. If I may, my lady, I now understand why you would be upset. I admire your bravery for confronting us, that I had the courage to give voice to my own feelings. I may no longer be the head emissary of love, but I am well equipped, as ever, to speak on matters of the heart. Love is the fruit born of bravery, my dear. Though it is terrifying to bare your heart to another, more terrifying still to live never knowing what might have been. Must confess, I promise you the risk is worth the reward. I suppose I would regret it for the rest of my days if I never found love because I was too afraid to fight for it. You're right, my lady. I'll do my best. Once again, forgive me for... Waterfall? What's wrong? The sight of your angelic pose struck me to my very core. Heart is like to burst from my chest. I think that he means he'll live. Anyways, the two of us will return and apprise Astrid of what happened here. I trust you won't mind if we inform her that you and Waterfall will be partaking in the festivities earlier than scheduled. Is that supposed to be a innuendo? Well, 'twas our plan from the beginning. It wouldn't do much to smooth over this little misunderstanding. Please extend my apologies to Astrid for any worry I might have caused. Let's return to Mikito's amphitheater and give Astrid the good news. Oh, for the love of... Would you please get up? Be still, my heart. I'll let you do the honors. It was your words which brought Lizzie back to her senses after all. Oh, I am so relieved. It was all just an unfortunate misunderstanding. Just thank you for being there for my sister. It truly means the world. You deserve my thanks as well, Emily. Don't mention it. I'm happy we were able to help. Though we had it on our ups and downs, I believe we accomplished our goal of showing folk how important it is to express their feelings to those they hold dear. All in all, I say this Valentione's Day has been a success. It reminds me, though my explanation of the heart's origins was interspersed with some dramatics, I take it you're able to piece together its meaning. Blah blah blah, shield. Yes, indeed. A noble woman and a proud knight, Countess Arabelle's legacy lives on not only in the tradition of Valentione's Day, but in its symbol, her beloved heart-shaped shield. In commemoration of her brave pursuit of love, in the face of insurmountable odds, heart came to symbolize her, and eventually the very concept of love itself, capturing the imaginations of men and women around the world. Today, while many may recognize the symbol, few know of its history. With Emily's love heart I believe people will become curious to know the story of our tradition. For that, I am overjoyed. Countess Arabelle's tale will undoubtedly give many the courage to pursue love, just as it did your sister. May we all learn from the Countess's example. I pray you and yours have a Valentione's Day overflowing with affection, my friend. Cool. There's something about somebody over here we can buy from. Sure. Here's Lizette and Hortefon. I'm happy to report that Hortefon and I have been having such a splendid time that a little misunderstanding has entirely left our minds. I'm glad she's in a less gaudy outfit. And now that I have assuaged any of your lingering concerns, I bid you go and enjoy the festivities yourself. Forgive me, I was just reflecting on Lizette's passionate display earlier. Fear my heart has yet to recover. Butler. Waterfall. Oh, this is the culinarian. This is the culinarian guildmaster who I'm going to be dealing with later. How can you be here and there at the same time? Alright, we got the chair, white chocolate. It's necessary. Alrighty. I logged in this morning to finish off to do the Alchemist Guild, not the Alchemist Guild, the Alchemist Provision quest. Since it got past noon, the next one popped up, so we are pretty darn close. I also decided to craft myself this a couple of right side accessory pieces for crafting, so we should be pretty darn close to as good as we can be at this moment. So we just need to make the Wand of Frost. Requires oak branches, and I've got one in Seagorp. Growth Formula Gamma. Or Cinnabar we can buy. Fourth tab. Rock salt. Cinnabar for the quicksilver. Not quite there to waste on level 2 on Alchemist. Well, certainly making it there today. Let's turn in. Have ice, ice rock, Seagorp. It's probably goldsmith that we need to be. Ooh. Back to Alchemist. Oh yeah, we've got plenty of space there. Ready? On the frost, and it was the highlighted ones, so perfect. So go and do the culinarian. Head over to Shaded Bower. Pull up what we've got. Culinarian quests. We are on Dodo It Yourself, so I need some grilled dodo. Tenderloin. Got. Table salt. Got. High quality and proggies. Garlic and garlic we've got. All three are in proggies. Oh. Dodo tenderloin. Table salt. Garlic and garlic. Got quite a bit of cash on you. Somebody bought the treasure map that I put up there. Grilled dodo. Not need to be high quality. Yeah, we're only on level 10. Culinarian. We've got quite a ways to go. Meat kebab. Meat kebab. Bob. Little tenderloin, paprika. Froggies. Froggies, and we already have that. Dried plums. Dried. And plums. Pixie plums. Froggies. Plums. There's the plums. Right. Owled goat steak. Chunk. Owled goat chuck. smoked raptor. Raptor shank. Olive oil. Lemon. Seagorp has some more table salt. Froggies has some black pepper. Okay. So, Raptor shank. Olive oil. Lemons. Black pepper. Painter has table salt that we have. Ratatouille. Eggplant. Froggies. Peony. Seagorp. Laurel. Seagorp. Lavender oil. Froggies. Laurel is here. Peony. Lavender oil. Eggplant. And the last thing was the Garlian garlic, which we already have in our inventory. Blood currant tart. Fido. Blood currants. We don't have. Butter. Maple sugar. Natron. We need gelatin. We need to make. Okay. So sugar, butter, Fido is in Froggies. Gelatin. Bat wings, which are in Proggies. Brass loach, which we don't have. Tab here. Buy them. I don't know where you would buy them from. Grass loach. Limsa. Guesses that's the Culinarian Guild. Which I think we're gonna head to. But the other thing we need is natron. Effervescent water from Seagorp. Make my way to Limsa. I want to turn in a couple of these since we started out so early in these quests. We have like really low level gear or low level utensils. Okay, let's double check. Grass loach, they say. Tin. This is lower decks, yeah. It's upper decks. It's almost certainly the Culinarian's Guild. It's not here. It's you in 13. Where's the city? You're in the upper decks, right? The upper decks. Oh, there's 1013. That makes sense. By like 20. Alrighty. Now let's go turn in. See, there's the Culinarian Guild Master who we just saw in the Ketos Amphitheater, so he's all over the place. Linsgath wants you to assist Ingham with a large order. I forget what I had for this guy's voice. Ah, fine timing, Em. I need your help. Remember Ingham? Well, your grilled trout did wonders for his motivation. Lad's been working his arse off ever since. Any road I don't want to destroy my voice. Any road, I thought I'd give him a chance to prove himself with a big order for delivery. But looks like he might have bit off more than he can chew. Now everything's made. It's made to me satisfaction. Problem being, it's not what he's not made. And I ain't talking about him missing Tulial nor a stray crouton neither. I'm talking about a bleeding main course of grilled dodo. So So I'd be much obliged if you could whip up 2 servants in his stead. Now let's give him a little more deep southern, and get him over to him quick. Because you're not familiar. In case you're not familiar with the dish, it is one of Bismarck's old favorites. Rub garlic and salt into a piece of dodo tenderloin, then grill it. Should impose a rising star like yourself no trouble. What's that now? The guildmaster has entrusted me with the preparation of a sizable order, so if you don't mind, I shall get back to work. You brought me 2 servings of grilled dodo. What precisely do you propose I do with the main course? How could I have forgotten the main bloody course? It's far too late to start preparing now. Damn it, your grilled dodo will have to do. I only hope the quality of the other courses and accompaniments compensates for... Of the 12, you cooked these? Golden brown hue, tantalizing the eyes, from betwixt a perfect diamond pattern of griddle lines. Surface is seared to perfection. I have a hot fire to seal the juices, just as the guildmaster teaches. It's irresistible aroma, just enough garlic to balance the dodo's gamey richness, but not so much as to overwhelm the palate. Beg your pardons. As I was saying, this is impressive. Grilled dodo may seem a simple dish, but therein lies the rub. If one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. I cannot produce anything near this standard. God's damn it, I practice day and night in order to improve my skills, and only to botch my largest ever order, and then you come along and save the day. All bloody people. Ugh, what have I done to deserve this? Suffice it to say, I am not pleased with how things have turned out, but you've done me a kindness, and I always repay my debts. Listen well, for I will share with you information that should prove your profit. You know what guild leaves are, I trust? Well, there's a variety that calls for culinary expertise. They're known as tradecraft leaves, and they provide an excellent opportunity to hone your skills while earning coin. If such work interests you, I recommend you speak with Mockery of the Adventurers Guild. And on that note, away with you. What am I at with stuff? Yeah, okay, I'm not nearly close to being capped on that. Linsgaff wants you to speak with Ingham, who he suspects has botched another order. Well, if it ain't young Em, and judging by the burns on your hands, you're working hard at your cooking. Good on you. You're an inspiration to your peers, lad, especially Ingham. He's been working like a man possessed since that business with the grilled dodo. Not that it's made much difference. Truth be told, I'm convinced he's made a pig's ear of things again. He hasn't told me as much, mind, but it's writ plain on his face. I tried to prise the story out of him. See if there's all I can do, like, but he bites his tongue when I'm around, stubborn sod. Any road I was thinking, might be he'd open up to one of his peers. Seeing as how you've had such an effect on him, I reckon he might be just the lad for the job. So do us a favor and coax the story out of him, would you? Oh, and lend him a hand if he needs one. You again? What have you come for this time? Oh, I see. The guildmaster has you spying on me now. He thinks I'm incompetent and can't be trusted to do my own work. Who am I fooling? If Master Linsgaff thinks I am incompetent, it's because I am. With me, it's one bungled order after another. It shames me to reveal this to you, of all people, but I've offended one of our Bismarck's regulars. The man, Maitamaga is his name, is a soft spot for meat kebabs, and so I thought I'd impress him with a complimentary skewer, only to have his expression turn sour the instant he took a bite. Never forget the steel in his voice when he said he would have words with the management. To add luster to Bismarck's proud reputation, instead I tarnished it. One of that thing's right, but I don't know how. Matamaga's still out on the terrace, but I can't bear to face him again. Not this soon. Gods, what am I to do? No, I shan't be ordering anything else. See, you're still here. Let me guess. You come to apologize on behalf of that sorry excuse for a chef who made that god's awful meat kebab. Well, I'm afraid the damage has been done. I've been served second-rate food at the Bismarck. It's only right that the man responsible should be dismissed, and I mean to see to it that he is. Do not mistake my intention. I do this solely to preserve the Bismarck's good name. Were it to become known that Linsgeth was employing the services of inferior chefs, this once fine establishment would soon fall to disrepute. You had to speak a word, but I take it you're not pleased with my evaluation. Very well. If you would have me believe that this incident was an aberration and not in fact indicative of a general decline in standards, I suggest you convince me with your cooking. Will not have it said that I'm an unreasonable man. Make me another meat kebab, one fit for consumption this time, and I shall reconsider my stance. Where's my meat kebab? The other fellow's attempt may have been unpalatable, but at least I didn't have to wait for it. Here it is. Finally. Unless you have any objections, I shall sample it in your kitchen. That way I can treat Linsgeth to my opinion with the flavor still fresh upon my palate. You let this asshole in your kitchen. Well, well. Seem you have made amends for your fellow chef's failure. This is as moist and flavorsome as meat kebab as a meat kebab as I have ever tasted. I've tasted more than I can count. As a matter of fact, I consider myself something of a connoisseur of the dish, and know more than a little about its preparation. Would you like to tell me what I think your colleague did wrong? First of all, in his eagerness to seal the meat's moisture, he left it searing for far too long, producing something akin to charcoal. Not so with your dodo. Its surface is charred just enough to be aromatic, while the middle is still moist. Second, your friend grilled all the ingredients together, even though tomato and paprika require far less time over the fire than meat. To your credit, you did not fall into this trap. Last but not least, your friend was too heavy on the salt. For those with undeveloped palates may beg to differ, but it's the harmony of sweet, sour, and salty that makes a meat kebab. Yours, my friend, struck the perfect balance. Which brings me to my conclusion. I was wrong to assume the quality of your colleague's dish was indicative of a general decline in standards. It would seem the Bismarck's reputation is in no immediate danger. Thus, reassured, I shall forget about the incident. Master Linsgeth has done well to train such a capable culinarian. I pray you continue honing your skills under his tutelage. I am just the man I was looking for. Words already reached my ears about what you've got up to while I was away. Did you hear him tell it? He single-handedly restored old Matamaga's faith in the Bismarck. For that, you have me gratitude, lad, and Ingham's too. I told him to thank you in person, but he's too bloody proud. Don't hold it against him, though, eh? I've already forgotten the daft sod. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I ain't never been one to give none of mine the axe for buggering up a dish or three. There's no denying our patrons are important, but they ain't me main reason for being here. Maybe my first duty is the training of culinarians. And even if the good name of this restaurant suffers for it, you won't see me shed no tears. You know why, son? People, because it's the people what ultimately make this place. More than anything else, it's their passion for cooking what brings passion for cooking that I wants to bring out. God, I hate the way that this shit is written. Trying to make it sound like a fucking pirate. Truth be told, there's only one reason I'd see a man away. Stop wanting to be a culinarian. Of course, there's no doubt that summit has ever applied to you. In the short time you've been here, you've already proven yourself more than capable. And so long as you keep your nose to the stove, you're only going to get better. I look forward to seeing what you're capable of and tasting it for good measure. Just write it in English. I can decide what I think that he sounds like. Geth is concerned about the health of a certain guild member. How do been taking care o' yourself, son? God. Remember, if you ain't got your health, you ain't got nothing. Speaking of health, one of our lots ain't been normal self late. Diving Dove's her name, and she ain't having a bit of trouble letting go, judging by the grimace she's been wearing. Okay, I'm gonna count the apostrophes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 apostrophes in those two sentences. I told the poor woman she should take better care of herself, but she'll barely leave the kitchen for anything. Probably how the problem came about, now I comes to think of it. Any road, if it ain't sorted soon, I'm worried she'll burst. Do you know what a pixie plum is, son? It's a fruit what's native to the Kurthus. Just the thing to help solve Diving Dove's problem. Trouble is, they're bitter as sin when fresh. Bitter as sin when fresh. Why, plenty of chefs don't cook with the things. Of course, what they don't know is you can't get rid of the bitterness by drying them. Better still, doing so brings out their natural sweetness without affecting their other properties, giving rise to the noble treat that is the dried plum. Now, I would have made these myself, but we ain't got no plums at the moment, and I can't very well leave me post to go and get them. So I need you to do the procuring and the making instead. Pick plums in the wilds if you're fond of foraging. Failing that, take a gander at the market board in West Ocker's Alley. Oh, and once the dried plums are ready, see that Diving Dove eats them, would ye? Aye, and you might avoid letting on as the whys and wherefores. Touchy subject, all that. You want to give me your opinion on your handiwork? Well, my dodo won't need turning for a while, so I suppose I can spare a moment. Let's go to the upper floor. Oh, these are lovely. What kind of fruit did you say they were? Pixie plums. Why never? Isn't a hint of bitterness about them. Drying process rids them of that, you say? I had no idea. Truth, the only thing I did know about pixie plums is that they're traditionally a remedy for... Now look here, we barely exchanged 2 words since you joined this guild, and now you're here being presumptuous. What? It was all the guild master's idea. Gods. Does the man know decency? This is an outrageous invasion of my privacy. Unforgivable and strangely moving. Busy as I am, I'm not so busy as Master Linsgath. Say it. Somehow he finds the time to look after his many charges, while I can scarcely spare a moment to look after myself. I work so hard, but maybe effort is not the answer. Perhaps I need to relax a little. Thank you for the gift. I promise to take better care of myself in the future. Out of space. Zaf still appears to be concerned about Diving Dove's health. Great time in them. Just so happens I got a task for ye that'll test your ingenuity in the kitchen. Diving Dove's looking a lot less tense thanks to your dried prunes. She's still a bit on the pale side from a lichen. Woman needs some red meat in her. If you ask me, I want you to cook it. Nice big old outgoat steak. She'll put some color back in her cheeks. Thing is, Diving Dove don't care much for the meat. Outgoat's tough as leather, you see, and it's got a pretty pungent flavor to boot. Islanders are about the only folks that enjoy it. Safe to say, you'll need to do something about the texture and taste if you want Diving Dove to eat your outgoat steak. Got all that? Good. Now run along, eh? You like an opinion on a dish? Very well, what do you have for me? Oh, is this what I think it is? If so, I must warn you that I'm not particularly fond of outgoat. My evaluation may not be the most objective, but if you insist... My word. It's the exact same model that they used for the Dodo Tenderloin. Are you certain this is outgoat? Not chewy in the slightest. Did a fine job of tenderizing the meat, I must say. What's more, I can scarce make out the pungent flavor. Remains to be sure, but it's somewhat pleasant. Almost delicious when complemented by garlic. Being rich in iron, outgoat is supposedly good for you, but its texture and taste leave a lot to be desired. Which is why I've always loathed the stuff. How ironic that you should choose me of all people to sample you. Wait a minute. This is another one of the Guildmaster's schemes to nurse me back to health, isn't it? Why, that inferring said I would take better care of myself, didn't I? Apparently thinks he knows better. At any rate, it does nothing to detract from your achievement. You made me change my mind about outgoat, and that's no small coup. No chef in my native Uldal would have gone to such lengths to make the meat appealing. Dismissed it as lowly fare, unworthy of their time. Uldan cuisine is a true product of life in the Sultanate, you see, rife with pomp and pretense. I began my career there, and soon grew weary of all the charlatans masquerading as gourmands. I hear them speak. One would assume that gold leaf was an essential part of every meal. Why I came to Limsa Laminsa. Thank the gods I did that. Your people's love of cuisine is simple and pure. Shows in the dedication of our guild members. Not a day goes by that I do not count myself fortunate to have been given the opportunity to work alongside fine culinarians like yourself. Boom, 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 boom. Got a knife and it didn't work. this is also... Gaff Lingzaf wants you to cook for a distinguished guest in his stead. Bollocks. And when the 7 hours am I meant to cook with one bloody hand? All the goddamn time I could have heard it. It'll have to be now. Forgive my language, son. Don't worry, it ain't serious. Well, it's a bit serious, to tell the truth. I've gone and knackered me and in trying to catch a fallen crate. It'll heal and all, but it hurts like a bastard. Can't so much as scratch my arse with it. Never mind hold a skillet. Wouldn't be so bad, but we've got ourselves a bigwig coming to dine today. One of the most powerful men in Ul'dah. Now, I've been in the business for decades, and I ain't no stranger to coddled dignitaries what whine about the color of the bloody crockery, and how there's too much parsley garnish on top of their soup. But this ain't no ordinary coddled dignitary we're dealing with. This one fancies himself a food critic, and he's always out to find fault, real or not. That ain't the worst of it. Owing to his influence, he's driven more than a few respectable establishments into the ground. For this, he's earned himself the name of Chef's Bane in culinary circles. Each time the man's dined at the Bismarck, I've personally done the cooking as to avert disaster. Don't get me wrong, I've got complete trust in all my chefs, but if the Bismarck goes under, the guild goes with it. And that ain't a burden I can put on just anyone's shoulders. But this time, someone else will have to fill in for me. I want that someone to be you, Em. You've proven yourself more than capable, and in high-pressure situations besides. I'm confident you won't let us down. You do well to begin by talking with Diving Dove, being a native of Ul'dah. Might be she knows something of the chefs, but I mean Lord Lolorito. I forgot that Lolorito was involved with this shit. Yes, I'm aware of the situation, but don't panic. Though the Guildmaster is indisposed, not all is not yet lost. In case you're unfamiliar with our distinguished guest, he is head of the East Aldenard Trading Company. Though you may not have heard the name before, you almost certainly have heard of the many famous brands it owns, such as Ishtame's Lapidaries and Sunsilk's Tapestries. Lord Lolorito's countless successes have made him the wealthiest man in Ul'dah, a place where wealth and influence are synonymous. It goes without saying that he has a seat on the Syndicate, the cabal that rules the Sultanate. Lest you wonder, Ul'dah's only notionally a sultanate these days. Anyway, as is often the way with men of means, Lord Lolorito is a lover of fine cuisine. And as the Guildmaster doubtlessly mentioned, he's made a name for himself as a ruthless food critic. The man has a penchant for making life miserable for his chefs. Indeed, he never places an order, but demands instead that you impress him. And therein lies our first dilemma: what to serve. As you think the fates unduly mischievous, I have a report that the odds are not wholly stacked against us. It just so happens that Lolorito's butler, a fellow by the name of Nonopessa, is dining at the Bismarck at this very moment. This is a golden chance to learn what manner of dish Lolorito craves. Go to Nonopessa on the terrace and try to coax the information out of him. Good luck. I'm sorry. Thank you. I've misheard. You say that you would be preparing Lord Lolorito's meal. This is rather unexpected, but if Master Lingzath saw fit to entrust the task to you, you must not be without skill. You wish to know what my master desires to eat? Finally, it occurs to someone to ask me that question. It's my duty to see that my lord never wants for comfort, and naught else pleases me more than to see Lord Lolorito in high spirits. As such, I should be glad to share with you what I know. Shortly prior to arriving in Limsa Limensa, my master spoke of being seized by a craving for a hearty meal of meat. We did not mention the specific dish. I happen to know that smoked raptor is a particular favorite of his. Needless to say, a man of such refined taste would expect no less than the finest sample of the dish. This information serves you well. Lord Lolorito is due to conclude his business negotiations presently, and will desire to take his meal thereafter. Once the smoked raptor is ready, pray bring it to me. I shall deliver it to my master. Remember, Lord Lolorito will accept nothing less than the best. Your smoked raptor must be the finest example of the dish, prepared with the utmost skill. The smoked raptor is ready. Good. Now I trust you won't object to an inspection, lest you worry about your handiwork being defaced. My years of serving Lord Lolorito have taught me how to taste with sight and smell alone. By the gods, this raptor is sublime. Marriage of cracked pepper and sun lemon begets an irresistible fragrance that perfectly complements the aroma of the meat. Flavor is rounded out with the mellow fruitiness of olive oil, which also lends the shank a lustrous sheen that tantalizes the eye. I presided over Lord Lolorito's fine dining table for many years, and I can say without reservation that this is the most delectable smoked raptor I've ever had the pleasure of not eating. It is of little wonder that Master Lingzath deemed you fit to cook in his stead. I doubt that even he could have delivered a better rendition of my master's favorite dish. You, sir, are quite a culinarian. But I sense you are more relieved than flattered. Hardly surprising, I suppose. Much and more is said of my lord's uncompromising approach to cuisine. While I will not refute the rumors, you may rest assured that the Bismarck has no cause to worry. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I must see my lord's meal delivered to him. You may look forward to hearing his judgment anon, entirely without trepidation, if my senses do not fail me. Pray send the Master Lingzath my compliments. Maybe that's why I don't remember him being involved, because he doesn't actually show up. You did, Lim. Press the pants off of Lolorito's butler. Nolapessa knows his master's taste better than his own, and his approval's all the assurance I need. The guild's safe, and it's all thanks to you. Never cease to amaze me, Em. Came to us with nary any knowledge of cooking, and now you're a second left hand. Well, that didn't come out right. What it means to say is you're as useful to me as the hand I old me skillet with. Something no culinarian can do without. Got it in ye to be one of the finest chefs in the realm, and I would see ye fulfill your potential. Promise me you'll keep at your cooking. Lingzath wants you to learn about the other aspects of the restaurant business. Quite good of you to drop in again, Em. You'd be surprised how many of your guildmates stop coming all together, thinking they know all what needs knowing. But as any scholarly would tell you, the learning never stops, and I speak from experience. There's some as say I'm the best in the realm, but there ain't a day that what passes that I don't discover something new. Now, you and me were chefs first and foremost, but there's more to the restaurant business than just cooking. That's why I want ye to speak with Letitia, our bookkeeper. Before coming to us, she herself was a scholarly doing customs work at Maelvan's Gate, Stand to learn much and more by seeing things from her perspective. I am the chef who prepared Lord Lolorito's meal in the Guildmaster's stead. Thanks to your heroics, the Bismarck's reputation came through unscathed. We all owe you for that. So what brings you to my counter? Master Lingzaf would have you learn about the restaurant business at large, you say? Why, of course. It would be my pleasure to share with you such knowledge as I possess. But before we begin, I could do with a bite to eat. It's been a long, busy shift, and I haven't had a chance to sit down to a proper meal. By way of board, I might trouble you to prepare some ratatouille for me. You can call me small, but please make it the most exquisite serving you can manage. My thanks in advance. I don't mean to rush you, but if the ratatouille takes much longer, I fear I'm likely to pass out from exhaustion. Ah, such an enticing aroma. I'll enjoy this right away. Can't remember the last time I had such a tasty ratatouille. It was truly wonderful. And with my hunger sated, I can now delve into the kind of work I do here. In fact, you've just witnessed one of my more important duties, keeping track of our members' progress. I found that sampling each person's rendition of ratatouille gives me a marvelous insight into their growth. Owing to its simplicity, the vegetable sauté lends itself well to variation, allowing the chef to pour himself into its creation. Indeed, your own bespeaks your ability to create a quality dish under strict time constraints. Do not underestimate that skill. You'll find a great deal of restaurant success lies in performing tasks expeditiously. As an example, some other services I provide are procuring ingredients, ensuring our equipment functions, and perhaps most importantly, listening to our customers. If any of these tasks were ignored for an extended period of time, it is fair to say that the Bismarck would fall into chaos, and our name would lose its considerable luster. I trust you now have something of an insight into my responsibilities. I only wish that all our members shared your curiosity about what goes into running this place. I love this guy flipping this burger or whatever. So he flips it twice each time, which doesn't really make much sense. Level 50. Let's go. We are either already on the most recent one we've done or just before it. Let me look. Quest. All right, we're on the one that we still need to do. So we need 3 more. So I'm still working on this bloody current part. So I need blood currents, which we don't have. Gather them in South Shroud. I don't really want to go and gather them. We're pretty deep into the stream already. Let's just head to Hawker's Alley. Some. So I need to make Natron, which I need to do as an alchemist. Atron. Oh, right, I got to, high enough to have waste not on it, all my crafters now. Definitely good. And almost certainly. Bink, 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 bink. Blood current, pastry fish. I've made before. I just don't know if we had any left over. I think on the make it for supply and provision missions. It uses it all up. So froggies, froggies, froggies. Apples, sorry, mirror apples. Almonds. Saffron. Good. Chamomile tea. Honey already. Mineral water. We can buy chamomile. Honey from Proggies. Zameo gratin. 4. Popados. Black pepper. Nutmeg. Sweet cream. You need to buy some black pepper. robbing me blind there, Catboy Maid. Sweet cream. Eft tails. Popatos. Popatos. Oh, the nutmeg. That's cool. Egg. Got it, because I didn't see it on here. Because I had remembered that I saw it earlier, so I didn't do a search. An effed steak. Sour red. Sour red. Cider vinegar. Water and fairy apple. Okay. More water. Sour red. Buy from somewhere. Buy it from here. What's the other thing we needed? Laurel. I extend to you a laurel. Hearty handshake. Speaking of the 50-year anniversary of that movie this year, actually today. If you've seen The Blazing Saddles, I highly recommend it. Excellent. Stew. Flour, I think we have some of that. Yeah, proggies, buffalo sirloin, proggies, wild onion, proggies, and then a mineral water. Buffalo sirloin, wild onions, sunset wheat flour. Trapper's quiche. Nutmeg. Cream cheese we don't have. White milk. Sweet cream. Buffalo milk. Buffalo milk. Night milk. Night milk was in Froggies. First tab. There we go. Cream cheese, and avocado eggs, which are in Froggies. Some more nutmeg, basils, and Froggies. Avocado eggs in the first tab. Basil. To buy some more laurel, I think is what it was. Or nutmeg, sorry. Round pie. Last bit we need to do. Round pie. Pie dough, maple sugar, cinnamon. I think we can buy the cinnamon from here. Cinnamon. Oh, I could have bought the sour red right here. Tiny crown? Where the hell do you get this? Yossi. Okay, so at the Culinarian Skill. Just make sure we have everything that we need. Other than that, yes. Do the Culinarians Guild. surprising. Stopping at 170, that had to be it. Alrighty. Gotta turn in these quests and they'll be done with Culinarian. Zath wants you to assist Letitia with a matter of great import. Oh, I am. Just glad I was looking for. Is to say, ye be the lad what Letitia was looking for. He's in need of some practice hands, and you've got the only ones she'll trust. Well, besides mine, of course, but I've got my own matters to attend to. Take a fair warning, though, better ye get, the more others will turn to you. It's fine feeling being relied upon, but it can be a right pain in the arse, too. Any road, enough of me prattle. Run along and find out what Letitia wants. Thanks for agreeing to help him. Now I will tell you the details of your task, but I must ask that you keep it in the utmost confidence. The Admiral is scheduled to host an afternoon tea for visiting dignitaries, and the Bismarck has been called upon to provide the repast and refreshments. I've been charged with conceiving the menu and require help making a few sample dishes. I'd be grateful if you could prepare a blood currant tart, a serving of pastry fish, and a cup of chamomile tea, all of the finest quality. As the woman of the sea, the Admiral drinks liquor like most folk drink water, but the same cannot be said of her guest, since the afternoon tea is supposed to say a dinner banquet. Alas, we know little and less of their tastes besides that, so I'm forced to consider a wide variety of options. It has proven to be quite a task, but with your help, I'm confident that we can serve up a menu to please. How the items I requested coming along? Lest you forget, it's a blood currant tart, a serving of pastry fish, and a cup of chamomile tea that I need, all of the finest quality. Ah, such a tantalizing melody of aromas. I cannot wait to sample each one. You've outdone yourself yet again, Em. As soon as our guests seat themselves at a table, their noses will be enticed by the rich, relaxing fragrance of chamomile. Having taken a warming sip of the tea, their attention will next turn... train coming. Already passed by. Their attention will next turn to tart and pastry. For an instant, they are at a loss, as both dishes are prepared with such loving detail. Is this mere food to consume or art to admire? They feel a twinge of sadness when they must deface such beauty, but that sensation is short-lived. For no sooner do their teeth break the flaky crust than they experience a veritable symphony of tastes and textures. The making of pastries and sweets demand not only a delicate hand, but artistic sense besides. And you, Em, are possessed of both. I can recommend you to the Admiral without reserve. I owe you an apology and an explanation. I wasn't being wholly forthright with you. While I am indeed tasked with conceiving the menu for the Admiral's function, it's also my job to select the guild member who will serve as her chef. I am thrilled to inform you that that honor shall fall to you, the man who passed my test with flying colors. There's no doubt in my mind that you will represent the Bismarck admirably. Keep up the fine work and be close at hand for when the Admiral is in need of you. I also, you see this animation in Mordona as well. This person whipping cream. That actually whipping cream is tough work. Takes forever to do. Lingzath has received word that a foreign dignitary has arrived in Lim-Silimensa. I'm told you passed Letitia's test with flying colors. Now you're ready to cook for the Admiral's official function. Well, the time's come for ye to begin flexing them culinary muscles for the good of Laminsan diplomacy. Word arrived from the bridge just now. A foreign dignitary has come to Limsa, and the Admiral wants us, by which I mean you, to fashion the meal together. Letitia's got all the details, so if you want to speak with her, go and do us proud, Em. I've been waiting for you, Em. I'm sure Lingzath informed you. We are playing host to a man of some importance, an emissary from the Holy See of Ishgard. Your task is to prepare a dish that will satisfy him. When the Admiral receives foreign visitors, she ordinarily requests that we serve them the best of Lominsan cuisine. This time, however, she wishes to treat her guests to a taste of home away from home, as a gesture of goodwill. To this end, we are to prepare a serving of Zameo gratin. It's a baked dish of F tail and pulpitoes, creamy and warming, that is a mainstay in the cold climes of Ishgard. Suffice it to say that only the finest sample of the dish, made with only the finest ingredients, will do on this occasion. Is the Zameo gratin ready? Remember, only the finest sample of the dish will do for this occasion. Ah, yes, it certainly looks and smells the part. Let's see if the same can be said for the taste. Oh my, simply exquisite. Crust is baked to golden perfection, and breaking it yields the creamy goodness beneath. F-tail tends to be lean and sinewy, but grinding it solves the problem. The Ishgardians have prepared the meat in this fashion since eras past, and I am pleased to see that you have done likewise. As for the pulpito slices, they are boiled enough to be cooked through, yet not so much as to render them bereft of texture. In summary, your Zameo gratin leaves naught to be desired. Lest you wonder, the dish takes its name from one of Ishgard's oldest and proudest families. House Zameo has long stood at the forefront of castle building. Legend has it that the family created this dish in order to fill the bellies and warm the hearts of their workers, and I am confident that your rendition will do the same for our esteemed guest. Today, your culinary creation shall serve not only to sate hunger, but also to close the distance between nations. Hold your head high up. You can hold your head up high, Em. Keep up your efforts, and soon you'll become the equal to Master Lingzath himself. Lingzath needs you to prepare a banquet fit for a sultana. This is what I remember. I do remember the sultana showing up here. Thank the gods you're here, Em. The Admiral's due to receive the Sultana of Ul'dah, and the Bismarck's been called on to handle a welcoming feast. But that ain't the half of it. The Sultana specifically requested that your cooking be served. It seems word of your talents reached Her Grace's ears, and not would do, but she must sample your culinary creations. Now that's all well and good, but there's a bleeding lot at stake here. Pleasing the Sultana would win ye more acclaim than aught else you could do, but if ye was to bugger it up, well, I'd rather not dwell on it. Right now, all we know that she's keen to dine on somewhat tasty. But if you want to guarantee your royal client's satisfaction, you need to learn what she's hankering for. As always, you can count on the help of your guildmates. For starters, you'd do well to consult with Dive Dove, woman from Ul'dah, as you know, and might be as she can offer some insights into the Sultana's preferences. Off you go now, and good luck. In Ul'dah, commoners like myself seldom get the chance to see the Sultana in the flesh. It is a great honor being called upon to serve Her Grace's meal, but I warn you to proceed with caution. I'm sure you will recall Lord Lodorito, the erstwhile patron. Well, a troubling rumor is circulating to the effect that he arranged this royal visit. As a member of the Syndicate, it is entirely within his powers to do so. If the whispers can be believed, Lodorito's sole purpose for bringing the Sultana to Limsa is to humiliate you, Im, and by extension the Bismarck. Whatever his reasons, would seem he is still intent on proving our creations wanting. So as to preserve our good name, it would be to your benefit to do as the Guildmaster suggested and learn all you can of the Sultana's taste. For this, I recommend you consult Letitia. Knowing her, she's already begun looking into the matter. I've been expecting you, Em. I may be more bookkeeper than chef, but I'm no less a member of the Bismarck. As such, I mean to do all in my power to see that you succeed in pleasing the Sultana. Lord Lodoito has gone to great lengths to prevent us from discovering the Sultana's preferences, but discover them we shall. At any given time, there are a great many Uldans visiting Limensa, be it for business or leisure. I suggest you begin by learning all you can from them. You might also wish to speak with Rube Epocan, a former colleague of mine at Milvan's Gate. As a customs officer, she has an overview of exports to Ul'dah. I realize that this may be a stretch, but we cannot have too many hints. You want to know about the Sultana? Her Grace is possessed of a good heart, that much is plain, but if you ask my honest opinion, she is rather young to be ruling. Oh, her preferences at the table. In that case, I know for a fact that she is partial to crowned pie. I once went to a bestiary to buy one, only to be informed that her Grace had bought out the entire shop. Why, yes, I do happen to come from Ul'dah. Is there something you require? You wish to know what the Sultana likes to eat? Yeah, I scarce qualify to judge such things, but I do recall this one time I went to the markets. There was a vendor crying his stock of meats. If the fellow is to be believed, his beef was bound for the royal kitchens, to be used to make beef stew for her Grace. I hope that helps. I do love me a beef stew. Anybody else up here? Seems like Hawker's Alley and Milvan's Gate. Okay. Not moved. The Sultana likes to eat, you ask? I cannot claim first-hand knowledge, but some moons ago there was an article in Mythulai. Her Grace was on a royal visit to Gridania, where she reportedly fell in love with a local dish, something called Trapper's Quiche, if memory serves. Oh, you must be from the Bismarck. Letitia sent word that you might be along to learn what manner of cuisine the Sultana enjoys. While I do not have plain answers for you, I can tell you that F-Tails suddenly vanished from the Lemenson market right before her Grace arrived. Investigative work revealed that the tails were snapped up by the East Aldenard Trading Company, which is chaired by none other than Lord Lodoito. Somehow I doubt this simple coincidence. After all, when one thinks of F-Tail, one can't think of the eponymous dish, F-Steak. Would wager that Lodoito seeks to prevent you from making it. All the more reason to prepare a plate, no? But he could be even further ahead, buying out effed tale to make us think that she loves effed steak when she in fact hates it. It's good to see you've returned, Em. Judging by your elated expression, I take it your investigation has borne fruit. 4 potential fruits, you say? An effed steak, a bowl of beef stew, a serving of trapper's quiche, and a crowned pie? Thinking which one the Sultana has the greatest tinder for is a quandary. So why not prepare all of them? It is to be a grand banquet, is it not? It would certainly not be taken amiss were you to present several dishes. That's settled. Best you get to work. Needless to say, all the dishes must be prepared to the highest standard. They are ready. Once they are ready, please deliver them to the banquet venue. Speak with Zenthale at Bulwark Hall, and he will grant you admittance. This is the moment of truth, Em. Go and do us proud. Where does this drop me off? I don't remember. Right here. You're the culinarian in progression. Inform that you will be serving an effed steak, bowl of beef stew, a serving of trapper's quiche, and a crown pie for the Admiral's banquet. My lords and ladies are beside themselves with anticipation. Pray do not keep them waiting over long. All the dishes. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You may enter. Got what I did for Donamo's voice. I do declare that was the most magnificent meal. My sole lament is that I cannot eat another bite. I have the girth of Gobu. Gladdens me to see your grace so well satisfied. Forsooth, I had never known such satisfaction at the table. I did not exaggerate when you told me that a culinarian of surpassing skill was to be found in Limsa Lominsa. Never did I imagine that it would be you, dear Em. Thanks to you, I had tasted heaven. My gratitude is yours. Possibly known every one of the Sultana's favorite dishes. Instead of being humiliated, he ends up winning her grace's adulation. Did you say something, Lord Lotterito? Nay, your grace, I was merely admiring the cuisine. As you say. But truly, your presence here is a surprise to the highest order. Must allow me to send you a gift befitting your service this day. You're given to understand that I requested you by name? Forgive me, but there appears to be a misunderstanding. I entrusted the arrangements wholly to Lord Lotterito. They are in my sights. I've heard all about it, Em. You did it again, God's bless you. To have the Sultana herself praise your cooking. Taste of heaven. Hells, even I can't boast of such a feat. The Admiral commends me for training such a fine culinarian, but I didn't know more than teach ye what it means to be one. Make no mistake that 'twas you what did all the hard work. You've surpassed even myself for fame, Em. There ain't nothing left I can tell ye what ye don't already ken. I'm prouder than I've got any rights to be. Nay, t'ain't no modest accomplishment, lad. From here on, and from here, you'll go on to even greater heights in our craft. Wherever you end up, always remember me words. It's passion what makes a culinarian. That passion close to your heart, go and put smiles on the faces of folk with your cooking. Sure, I'll keep striving to do the same. Do want the hat. That's just the spectacles are better. No biggie, no biggie. Time flew on by, but we did make it to the end. So let's go ahead and mark off that one from our list, and we are down to a final disciple of the hand profession to complete. Alchemist here. The next stream, we're probably just gonna jump straight into doing Alchemist, and then probably work on the guild hests. Alchemist also has quite a long way to catch up. I think I also left them off at the level 10 quest, but we're so close to being done with this with this crafting and gathering detour. It's been, I enjoy doing crafting and gathering in this game, but doing it all like this has been a bit of a struggle. As we move forward in this series, I'm gonna have to think of what better to do, a better way to do this. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the stream on your way out, I'd be greatly appreciative. If you'd like to know the next time that I do go live, go ahead and subscribe to the channel or join up with the community Discord to get those go live notifications. I will see you the next time I